My older sister's old flat had a lot of weird issues. She had it exorcised twice. Turned out someone died in the house, as well as someone was murdered on the doorstep. Her BF would come in from work and would feel like someone punched him in the back of the head on more than one occasion. You'd hear him shout in pain as he came in the door. My then 18-month-old niece was lying next to my sister trying to have a nap, and my sister could hear her daughter giggling and saying, "Stop, I go sleep now," and trying to play with an invisible figure. One night, I was staying over and had a terrible nightmare that a demon was trying to kill me, and I screamed at it to fuck off before fighting it off. The next morning, my sister comes into the living room really groggy and tells me she had a horrible nightmare around 1 a.m. about a demon trying to kill her. My nightmare was exactly the same time as hers. A few months before I arrived in Japan to teach at a school, the third-year homeroom teacher unfortunately died in a drunk driving accident. I never met him and only saw his face once in the school group photo that was taken at the beginning of the year. Fast forward to graduation, I'm sitting with the other teachers in the front of the auditorium, and I see someone standing in the back near the door. It's a tiny town of 3,000 people, so I pretty much knew everyone that showed up, except this guy. He looked just like that teacher from what I vaguely remembered. I was a bit weirded out, but figured I was imagining things and just focused on the rest of the ceremony. Afterwards, during the staff debrief meeting, the principal goes, "By the way, did anyone else see Mr. M standing in the back? So glad he came to see his students off." A few different things. Was going around a corner and up a narrow rocky part of a mountain trail when a small dense white cloud suddenly came bouncing down the trail ahead of me and passed right through me and kept going. Another time in the mountains, I was hiking with a friend when a hermit thrush appeared and led us up the trail for a very long time. It hopped on the ground and chirped and waited for us to catch up before leading us on again. Another time, I walked into a convenience store. I was the only person there besides the cashier. As I walked by a display of 2-liter soda bottles, one of them exploded. Another time I walked into a laundromat, and as I walked past a big dryer which was empty and not running, the glass in the dryer door suddenly shattered in a sort of spiderweb pattern. That's all I can think of at the moment, but there's more. When I was 16 or 17, I was home alone with my little sister. We wanted to do something together, so I went to my room to get something we needed. My sister waited outside my room. My room is at the far end of the hallway, and when standing next to my door, you could peek into the kitchen, which is on the left-hand side on the other end of the hallway. I got what I needed and came back to my sister staring toward the kitchen with a look of absolute horror on her face. I asked her, "What's wrong?" And she, still staring down the hallway, whispered, "There is a man standing in the kitchen." I was extremely alerted because me and my younger siblings used to have a stalker not too long ago back then, which was why I carried a knife 24/7. So at that moment the only thing on my mind was, shit, I need to protect my sister. I pulled out my knife, told her to get behind me, and headed inside the kitchen. Yes, I know how absolutely dumb that was. There was no one inside the kitchen. I searched the entire house and found no evidence of anyone besides us having been there at all, luckily. Scared the shit out of me, though.